Summer Spellman is dramatically betrayed by her closest allies on Coronation Street next week, when accusations fly and she's taken in for questioning by the police over Theo Silverton's murder. Pressure mounts between Todd's nearest and dearest, and George blames Summer for Theo's demise after memories come flooding back to him. Things get even worse for the panicked Summer, as the evidence paints her as vengeful and full of hate. At the same time, she receives an offer to return to the U.S. to study at university, but knows that leaving won't look too good. Will she convince the police of her innocence, or flee overseas before she's charged? There are a number of things stacking up against Summer, teases Harriet Bibby, who plays the prime suspect. The police are on her tail and she isn't thinking logically. She decides the best solution is to just run away, as she needs to get out of the pressure cooker. With the investigation circling the street, Summer is on edge around Kit. But her innermost thoughts are about to make her look even guiltier after George finds her journal, which includes a startling description of her putting a gun to Theo's head. Summer knows this looks really bad, explains Harriet. At this point, everyone is suspicious of everyone. If your nearest and dearest are starting to question you, then that makes you look capable of murder. Not only are George and Christina concerned about what they found, but Kit also spots a crucial piece of evidence in the background of Lisa's wedding photo. The discovery puts Summer at the scene of the crime, which prompts Lisa to pull her in for questioning. Sitting in a police station being questioned over someone's murder is horrific, reveals Harriet. Summer's in panic mode. Everyone who was linked to Theo is just trying to keep their head above water and stay out of suspicion's way. Although Todd does a good job defending Summer to Lisa, George's doubts trigger fresh memories of the night in question, forcing him to confront Summer about what he remembers. But soon, she's turning the accusations back round to him. As fingers are pointed and gossip spreads, Christina also finds herself caught in a big fib. She urges George to come clean about Summer's lies, but is Christina trying to distract from her own whereabouts that night? As Summer panics that she'll be arrested for Theo's murder, she packs a bag and makes plans to head back to America. Her future certainly looks bleak as the police build their case, but could Theo's murderer really be the person everyone least expected? Theo stole Billy away from Summer, Harriet reminds us. He's also taken a part of Todd, because he's not the same guy as he once was. It boils down to the question, would Summer kill to protect what's left of her family? The streets of Weatherfield had never felt colder to Summer Spellman. Every glance from a neighbor, every whisper outside the corner shop, every awkward silence in the cafe made her chest tighten. Ever since Theo Silverton's murder shocked the community, suspicion had spread through Coronation Street like wildfire, and somehow, Summer found herself trapped in the middle of it. At first, she told herself it would pass. The police had questioned nearly everyone connected to Theo. Rumors swirled daily. One moment Gary Windass was the prime suspect, the next it was someone entirely different. But Summer couldn't shake the feeling that the walls were closing in around her. Especially after what she saw that night. She still remembered the rain hammering against the pavement as she hurried home from the tram station. Theo had been alive then, angry, shouting into his phone near the ginnel behind the factory. Summer hadn't meant to listen, but she froze when she heard him mention money, and a secret that could destroy lives. Then came the scream. By the time she reached the alley, Theo was lying motionless on the wet concrete. And someone else had been there. Someone Summer recognized. But she ran before anyone could see her. Now, days later, guilt was eating her alive. At the flat, Summer paced nervously while Billy tried to calm her down. You need to stop torturing yourself, Billy pleaded gently. You've already told the police what you know. I didn't tell them everything, Summer whispered. Billy frowned. What are you talking about? Before she could answer, there was a loud knock at the door. Summer's face drained of color. Billy opened it to find D.S. Swain standing there with another officer. We just have a few more questions, Swain said firmly. Summer felt sick. The interview at the station was worse than she imagined. Swain kept circling back to the same details, the timing, Theo's argument, why Summer's statement didn't quite match CCTV footage from near the factory. You said you went straight home, Swain noted carefully. But footage shows you near the alley minutes before Theo died. Summer's breathing became shallow. I panicked, she admitted. I didn't think it mattered. Swain leaned forward. Did you see who attacked Theo? Summer hesitated too long. And Swain noticed. From that moment on, everything changed. By the next morning, gossip spread across Coronation Street at lightning speed. People started wondering why Summer had lied. Even friendly faces suddenly seemed distant. Lauren gave her an uneasy look in the cafe. You didn't kill him, did you? She asked awkwardly. Summer stared at her in disbelief. But the worst reaction came from Abby, who overheard part of the conversation and immediately jumped to conclusions. Police don't keep dragging innocent people in for questioning, Abby muttered loudly enough for others to hear. Summer fled in tears. Back at the flat, she began stuffing clothes into a backpack. Bethany arrived just in time to see the panic unfolding. Summer, what are you doing? I need to get out of here. You can't just run away. Yes, I can. Summer snapped. Everyone already thinks I'm guilty. Bethany softened her voice. Running will only make it look worse. But Summer wasn't listening anymore. Deep down, she knew the truth was far more dangerous than people realized. Because the person she saw near Theo's body that night wasn't just anybody. It was someone powerful. Someone capable of ruining lives. And lately, Summer had started noticing strange things, anonymous texts telling her to keep quiet, footsteps behind her late at night, and silent calls that stopped the moment she answered. Fear consumed her. That evening, she secretly met Nina in Victoria Garden. I need your help, Summer whispered urgently. Nina looked worried. What's going on? I think someone's trying to scare me. Who? Summer looked around nervously before speaking. I can't say yet. Nina grabbed her arm. Summer, if you know something about Theo's murder, you need to go to the police. They can't protect me. Her voice cracked with terror. Before Nina could respond, Summer's phone buzzed again. Unknown number. One message. Leave Weatherfield tonight. Nina's eyes widened. This is serious. Summer nodded shakily. That's why I'm leaving. Later that night, Summer quietly slipped into the cafe after closing time, knowing Roy would still be cleaning up. Roy immediately sensed something was wrong. You appear troubled, he said gently. Summer burst into tears. I don't know what to do anymore. Roy listened carefully as she explained everything, the lies, the fear, the threats. But even then, she stopped short of revealing the killer's identity. Roy gave her a long, thoughtful look. Running away may offer temporary relief, he said calmly. But fear has a peculiar way of following us. Summer wiped her eyes. What if staying puts me in danger? Roy hesitated before answering. Then perhaps the truth is the only thing that can truly protect you. Those words stayed with her. But as midnight approached, Summer still made her choice. She headed for the bus station with her backpack slung over her shoulder, constantly glancing behind her. Every passing car made her jump. Every shadow felt threatening. Her phone rang again. Unknown number. This time, she answered. A distorted voice whispered. You should have kept your mouth shut. The call ended. Summer froze in terror. Then she heard footsteps approaching behind her. Slow. Deliberate. Her breathing quickened as she turned around. And her face filled with horror. You, she gasped. The screen faded to black as the mystery figure stepped forward, leaving Summer's fate hanging in the balance, and Coronation Street heading toward another explosive showdown. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Crown ST.